vizuri. So how are you bwana Steven?
Very well.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, my brother.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Wisconsin.
Hey
jameni, you know I always tell people hapa America kazi ni kuchapa.
Si ndio hiyo sasa.
I mean if you try to tell people what time it is right now,
I know they won't believe it.
Ni saa ngapi?
2 a.m.
It's 2 a.m. right now hapa in America, and of course we always say when you are in America kazi tunachapa.
Ndio hiyo sasa.
At least right now we are live on Facebook na bado tuko hapa kwa YouTube.
Yes.
And I thank God for you.
Thank you.
I think I met you today and I said no, this is something that our people need to hear because you are doing a good job.
Thank you.
Si nikupe nafasi kwanza uwasalimie hapa.
Asante sana. Yes, naitwa Stephen Joroge.
Right.
Na mimi ni mkaazi wa Denver in Colorado. Wisconsin, this is my first time to be here and I'm blessed to meet Mr. Jeremy.
Right.
Na unafanya kazi mzuri sana.
Nashukuru.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Asante.
Ni kwa sababu ya support yenu.
Thank you.
And we said we have to support each other hapa.
Thank you very much.
Si ndio hiyo?
Hiyo.
So karibu sana. Well, nataka Kenya mmetoka wapi by the way?
Mimi nimetoka Nakuru. Hapo next na Lanet.
Lanet.
Nyumbani.
Wow.
Yes.
I've been to Lanet for several times.
Yes.
Niko my friend anaitwa bwana John the developer anajenga manyumba mzuri sana hapo. So well, America ulikuja lini?
America nilikuja that was 2016 December.
Juzi tu. Ala. Alafu?
Yes. So then nimekuwa nikifanya kazi as a nurse, ICU actually nurse. Nime travel. And then now later in life I changed to financial industry.
Oh, so we ni kama ulitoka Kenya ukiwa nurse?
Yes, even in Kenya I work as a nurse. I studied in Kenya.
Oh, nice.
As a nurse.
Okay.
Yes.
So we ukatumia njia zile watu wanatumianga za manasi za kuja?
That's the thing.
So kuna agent halisi inaleta watu?
Oh yes. Actually there are several of them, very legit. Na zimeleta like now nurses wanakuja sana kwa sababu ya demand.
Wow.
Yes.
That's good. I think that's a story of another day.
Yes.
There is that reason that has made me bring you here.
Yes.
And nashukuru sana because today we had an event here, a big event.
Right.
And I heard you talking about mambo ya finances. Na unajua sasa umesema ati ulishift kutoka kwa nurse ukaingia kwa financial advisor.
Yes.
Sasa wacha kwanza tujue. Sasa nurse ulikuja ukafanya for how long?
Nurse I did from 2017 all throughout until 2023 mwezi wa pili.
So last year.
So I was still doing part-time and then with demand was too way much.
Right.
I could not handle still doing nursing and doing finance. And now with the passion, I was passion driven because quite a lot of people and family have no much idea about this product. And then we've been scammed. So I was like, no, I need to enlighten my community. Yes.
So uka resign?
Now I don't practice as a nurse anymore.
Wow.
Yes.
Na ndio watu wanataka kuifanya sana.
Well, as I said earlier, it's because of passion. You know, when you have the vision to your community and the passion, then that's beyond.
Okay.
Huwa napata hiyo swali sana. People ask me like, what did you see in finance? I thought you got paid good money in nursing.
Yes.
And you took so much time to study for your nursing. But as I said, I love what I do. I have a lot of passion. And it feels so good when I educate families on matters to do with finance. They make the right decision. And the family is protected, the children is protected, and we have a good generation to come that's wealthy.
Kabisa.
Yes.
So ningetaka nikupe nafasi. I think tumeruka mbele ya darama.
Yes.
Kwanza uwasalimie watazamaji wetu. Tell them, I know people from Colorado wanasema, oh, that's Steven with Jeremy. Si wasalimie.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremy. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Once again, I'm so blessed and to be here. And once again, I greet my people from Colorado. This is what we are doing, and we're so much passionate to educate the families. It's a blessing to be here with this very powerful guy, man. He has a lot of passion.
Amen.
But again, it's a blessing again to be online, and we can share this information that people, they don't like to hear. Yet these are issues that affect our family that we need to educate every member to understand it. it's high time, my brother, my sister, to stop these issues of GoFundMe and have something that is can help generation to generation. And therefore, I invite you to listen this and share.
Kabisa.
Thank you.
So thank you. Watu wa Facebook, asante sana. I can see Annie Mwangi, keep texting me, keep writing there. Nitakuwa nikiwa recognize right here. Tumesema ni usiku sana, but it's our night shift. We have to do what we have to do to make sure that we educate our people. Now, hii mambo ya pesa, because I believe everybody, when kila mtu akikuja America, most of the people, especially nowadays, mtu anataka kukuja kuchapa kazi, atengeneze pesa, ajenge manyumba, yani akuwe tajiri in short. But of course, kuna those things that people don't see.
Right.
They feel like just making money, that's enough for me.
Right.
So, ningetaka nijue the reason why you decided to engage in this area ya finances, kuanza educate our people.
Right.
I mean, and I can see the passion in you.
Thank you. Actually, I was a victim because in 2019 and 20 with the COVID, working in a COVID unit, we were paid good amount of money.
Right.
Actually, personally, like me, I used to get like $100 an hour.
Wow.
Because you're first respondent, the risk is very high. But with that time, nobody had educated me on matters of finance, where to invest, where to save my money, apart from putting my money in the bank. And the bank have no rate of return. They pay you less than 1% interest. So I invested a lot with a 401k. And I was max funding it, putting so much money in there. And at times I wonder how comes I'm putting so much, because I'm getting paid a good amount of money, but at the same time my 401k has stagnated or has dropped down. So I got confused, and just later to know that, I was investing in a market that is affected. As soon as we have a market goes down, your 401k is affected by the market inflation. Another thing is that working in a COVID unit, death was real. And I saw people lost lives, their loved one. Right. And it gave me a sense of passion, the family that is left behind. Under whose watch? What were they left with? Because people struggled, people cried. And even if we try like to help them by doing GoFundMe, for how long can it sustain? And I ask myself, can we do it better, where you can leave a wealth behind that can change the life of the beloved ones? Right. But at the same time, when you're still alive, you have something that can help you in terms of emergency. Because emergency gets anybody. Right. But at times when we have those emergency, we run to call each other, say, help me. Yet there is something that my brother can help you without calling anybody to come and help you. So with that kind of me watching what's going on in the market, family being affected, because as much as we try to avoid these information, my brother Jeremy, yet these are issues that affect our family. Right. And I realize there is a need people to be educated, because what happened at times, either we suffer because of, number one, ignorance, we've not been informed, or procrastination. Right. And those are the things I said, personally, let me be front to educate my community and share these. And then I realized even my colleagues, nurses, that as we work so hard, we got paid good money. Nobody goes to ask, hey, how can I invest my money? How can I save my money? It's kind of ignorance, because probably you see you're having more and you ignore the most important thing, good saving and safe saving.
Nice. I mean, when you say investing, most of our people, especially in diaspora, me, I'm an ambassador of several companies, and today, as I said, we had an event for Eligibility. Everybody think, if I'm making good amount of money, I need to buy land, I need to build a home for my family. Right. And then you say that is enough. When you have several plots, you are good. Yes. But now you don't ask yourself, if an emergency comes, is there somebody who is ready to buy you a plot?
Exactly.
That you bought 2 million,
Exactly.
3 million.
Exactly.
Is there anybody around who is ready to buy that one plot with nini? With your pesa ikiwa may appreciate. So now tell us exactly what you do to these people ambao sasa saa hizi mtu sasa anatengeneza pesa anafikiria everything is good.
Awesome. Actually, personally, as a licensed agent, we sell life insurance, but with the living benefit, and it's a permanent. It's a permanent life insurance with a living benefit.
Right.
And we use a tax code. It's a federal tax code, legit, like 401k, like Roth, like 529, which is called 7702 Index Universal Life. Is a permanent life insurance, but with a living benefit.
Right.
When I mean, or I talk living benefit, I mean you save your money that grow with an average of 5 to 9%, that you guarantee your money compound, but it is saved in an index strategy. So that means anytime we have a market inflation, you're not worried, because what the company they do, they lock, and when they lock, there's a zero flow that they put your savings in it. So you don't lose anything. But as soon as the market recovers, then your money grow from there, and it's like a ladder. And your guarantee, 5 to 9%, that is compounding. And with that
That's per year, how money per month?
That's per year.
Okay.
Now, when that money is growing, remember there's a cash value, there's a growth that's building within that policy. That means that money you can use when you're still alive. The maximum amount of investment, because we invest in 15 years, because the life insurance is determined by the IRS. And they use the age, the gender, your health status, and how much coverage do you take. So that means the bigger the protection, the bigger the investment, the bigger the premium that you pay. But another thing is your health status. People pay more because you have either a pre-existing condition or you're taking some medication. But again, the gender. We always beat and hash. Me and you, my brother, we pay more premium because of our gender, male.
I know.
They say female has more life expectancy, and towards that, again, they take care of themselves. They have a healthcare provider. For us, male, that's something that we don't go for physical review every year.
Right.
We drive careless, we smoke. But again, including that they say that the age is one of the components that people have paid more premium, because as the age advances, then that's how the way again your premiums goes up. So that's how it's a federal tax code that it includes those components to determine how much you contribute. But again, remember, it's depending on how much do you feel again comfortable to contribute every month, because you can pay monthly, you can pay annually, semi-quarterly or quarterly. If then you decide you want to contribute $200 or $300, what you can afford, then us as licensed agent, we do something called FNA, financial need analysis, and we can see how much then do you qualify.
Right.
But again, depending on how much you feel, again, you say, me, I'm comfortable 200, then that means we run an illustration that accommodate how much you qualify, and then the company, once they approve it, because it has to go through underwriting process, 1 to 3 months, once they approve, and that's good. You start contributing $200 every month, and that money builds a cash value, 5 to 9%, that's compound, and you only fund for 15 years. If you want to pay in less than 15 years, you can do that. You can max fund it and you pay in less than 15 years. But believe me, my brother, that's a permanent protection, that a permanent money that's building there, 5 to 9% compounding up to 120 years, that you can access it. And it's not taxable. It is tax-free, because being a federal tax code, anything you're putting here you can use for emergency. If you have any emergency, just call the company. Say you want 10,000 based on your cash value that has grown in there. the government will give you that 10,000 from their own account, and then they take your 10,000 from your own account, they set aside. It's called a backwash loan. And that means as your money is growing, the same you're paying in less than 1%. So it's like washing each other. It's like zero. At the same time, you can use for emergency, you can use for retirement. It's a retirement vehicle. It's not taxable. You can use to leverage to educate your kids. You can use as a litigation-free account. You have any court cases, this account cannot be touched by any court cases.
Wow. Now,
Yes.
let's come back to this. I heard you talking about 401k.
That's correct.
I remember when I was working for Mercedes.
Yes.
Kuna hiyo pesa tulikuwa. I think I told you yesterday. Mimi hata sijui 5 years since I left.
Yes.
I think hata sijui hiyo pesa yangu iko wapi.
Oh, wow.
Sijawahi fuata, sijawahi enda kuuliza where is my 401k.
Wow.
I mean, so, and most of these people wanaambiwa unakatwa 401k. So you want to tell me hiyo 401k yangu inatumiwa na watu na haiwezi nisaidia ama what's the issue with the 401k?
That's good. You know, when you're working for any company or employer, there are percentage they contribute towards your retirement.
Right.
And that's free contribution. But at the same time, you as an employee, there's some amount again you contribute
Yes.
for your retirement. So what happened is that most of us, we try to pay more than at times what your employer is contributing. Most of the time I say it's good, see how much your company is offering you and you can match it. Now that means that money stay there and grow. At the time of the retirement, then the government, you can go and withdraw. It's your own money. But there is a tax. Because if you take out your money before the age of 59 and a half years, there's 10% penalty. If you take your money after 65 years of age, there's a 30% tax.
Right.
So that's already Uncle Sam. That's the share of Uncle Sam. Today the tax bracket is 30%. So maybe my brother Jeremy in the near future, with the current market, inflation again, you might find that the tax has gone more than 30, maybe 35, 40. It's you and me, we're gonna pay that.
Wow.
Now,
So ni kama nimeweka milioni moja niende nichukue, watachukua 1,300.
oh yes, lazima
na ni
Uncle
pesa
Sam.
yangu nimeweka.
Yes, that's a tax deferred. They tax you towards the end. It's a tax deferred.
Kuna wakati hawakutoi when you wait the actual time.
Even if you wait the actual time, because the retirement age they say is 65.
Right.
Iyo, my brother, ni tax deferred. They tax you toward the end. So you grow your money now, but towards the time of retirement, unataxiwa 30%.
Wow.
Now, Uncle Sam, if you try to access that money before 59 and a half years, there's a penalty. They penalize you 10%. Na unataxiwa bado, the usual tax.
So ni kama 40
So ni
sasa.
kama 40 sasa.
So unataka kuniambia kuna option, another option?
Now, that's a good question because we do use annuity. Annuity from age of 40, you can roll over your 401k from the previous employer, not the current. Now, when you roll it over, we use Agility 10, where you roll over your previous 401k to annuity, and the company offers you a cash value that will grow due to interest. Kampuni inakupatia. That's a cash value, 3 to 4%. Now, based on how much you have rolled over, hizo pesa kuna initial hiyo roll over yenye ina grow 3 to 4%. That's the cash value that's built there. But at the same, kuna kitu they call a bonus. Now, with a bonus, if you roll over 50,000, they give you 100% of your 50,000. That's pension value.
Right.
That grows 5 to 7%. So there's a cash value that grows in the indexed strategy with the pension value, and then during the retirement, you start using your cash value based on how much do you want to take. There's those distribution. When you exhaust, then the pension value takes over, and that becomes your lifetime income.
Wow.
So yes, there's a means you can roll over to fixed index annuity. And for that case, we use Agility 10.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's come back to this. I heard you talking about. I know most of these people nowadays people are taking life insurance.
Right. Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
Kuna zile zimeita
Yes.
term
Whole life.
or kuna
Kuna term, kuna whole life, na kuna universal life, kuna variable
Yes.
universal life, na kuna index universal life.
Sasa kama hii sasa sisi tumechukua pande zingine.
Yes.
Labda umeenda umechukua term. Unaambiwa sasa hii term
Yes.
unalipa within that years.
Yes.
So kama hutakufa in between, sasa hiyo pesa itapotea. Ama haiendangi hivyo, ndivyo tunaambiangwa hiyo term.
Ni kweli.
Hatunaambiwa sasa kulingana na tumefanya mahesabu, we
Yes.
give you that years from now.
Yes.
So if these that years are over and you are still alive,
Yes.
then you don't have money.
And it's very pity, my brother, because you know why people they do term? It's because you have debt.
Yes.
You have bills to pay. And what we do, we try to go for something cheaper, yet we don't know what are we buying into. And again, we have not been informed. So if I tell you, Mr. Jeremy, I give you a 1 million policy, and you pay for 30 years, and you pay for $50, I'm sure you'll go for that, and you're happy. But you see, when something's so cheaper, there's always a catch, because they know for sure. If my brother, you're so healthy, a healthy person, you know, to die before the age of 70, scientifically proven, it's less than 1%. So for sure, they know even if they give you a term for 30 years,
Right.
by the time you hit, if you took a term at the age of 30, then you're at the age of 60. You're still healthy. So then what happened with the money that you pay for 30 years? Because a term is a term. So 30 years is over, that's a term is, then what happened? You don't have any protection. Your policy has lapsed. So when it lapsed, since you don't have any coverage, then you tend to go and renew. When you renew, they look into your current age. And that's what they use to calculate your premiums. And your premiums become very expensive and affordable. And all money that you paid for 30 years is gone. Matter of fact, my brother Jeremy, even when you're paying that term and you're still alive, it has not lapsed. It doesn't have any cash value. It's just a temporary protection. When you kutoa to temporary protection. And actually, that's a death benefit.
Yeah, because huwezi pata kama uko uhai. So now, I mean, that's number one. Number two, kuna hii sasa tunasema si term, ni hiyo unasema life.
Whole life.
Whole life.
Yes.
Hii nayo?
Whole life, it has dividends of 2 to 4%. But what happened with the whole life? As the word say whole. You're paying until 99 years.
Even when you're not working.
Yes, you're still paying. Matter of fact, Jeremy, the premium are fixed. You missed one of the premium. The company come after your dividends.
Allah.
Yes, and it has even a code, by the way. It has a code of 101.8. That's a code that means a dead benefit. All you're saying, I'm leaving a legacy behind for my beneficiary to benefit. Those are dead benefits.
Sasa na wengi hawa ndio wako kwa hizi vitu. I mean, now that's why I called you my friend.
Yes,
because pia mimi naona kama niko kwa hiyo vitu unataja hapa.
Yes.
And of course I've been there for some time.
Yes.
So unasaka kunemba sasa ni pesa natupa kwa nini? Kwa shimo.
To be honest, my brother, especially with the term, it's like your car insurance, my brother. You pay your car insurance for 1 year. Nobody hits your car.
Your money is gone.
You don't claim what you paid last year. You have to renew, right? But what we do, there are two things. At times this company, they gives you what it is non-transferable. But if they give you what it is transferable, that means
Yes.
we help you to transfer the money that is already in term to index universal life.
Right.
There's a form we feel called 1035.
Right.
You just need to identify with your company. If it is a mass mutual, get to know how much cash value it's there, and you let us know. And then what happen, our providers initiate the transfer. They sign that form and you sign, you get signature, and then our providers claim that money, and then now your company release the money, and it comes now to a permanent coverage.
So hii yako sasa,
Yes.
unatuambia ndio mzuri. Hebu turudi hapo tena, because I need to understand this, because hata hawa mama wanafanya kazi na vijana wa rika yangu wenye wana drive my trailer. We want to understand this.
Yes.
Which is the best benefit, or which is the best, what do you call it, premium, a policy to take?
That's a good question, my brother. We don't say term, whole, universal are wrong. What we are saying, what is the safe way you to save your money and you know has a better return? So we look in two things: the risk and the rate of return. Now, remember, with the index universal life is a permanent, permanent protection and has living benefit. About the rate of return, it's better. Average of 5 to 9%. Matter of fact, that money compound. Matter of fact, you only fund for 15 years and you're done. And your money keep on growing, compounding interest, even to 120 years. Do you want to pay it off, max fund it in less than 15 years? Oh yeah, you can do that. But the rate of return is better because remember, term have no cash value. It's a temporary protection. What if we have a risk, market inflation? Can term take care of that? It won't. But you see, with the index universal life, there's that lock. The company locks it. There's a 0% That means you don't have any negative impact. And your money keep on compounding. So at the end of the day, when you look into this, there's a permanent protection. The cash value that's built in there, you can use anytime you want, and that money is not taxable. It is tax-free. All that wealth, all that accumulation, the growth in that policy, that's your money, my brother, tax-free.
Wow. Na sasa hii pesa wanalock, sasa wakikwambia tena after 10 years hakuna biashara imekuwa ikienda, they locked your money. Is that something that is possible?
That's a good question. So you see, if you look at the history, my brother, the market grew by going up, flat or down, right?
Yes.
In 2002, the market crashed. 2008, the market crashed. 2019, 2020 with the COVID. And last year, part 1, 2022, the market crashed because of the UK, the Russia, right? So that means even this year, you don't know what's going to happen. The beauty is money grow in the indexed strategy. It is index linked. Kumaanisha, when the market goes up, your money is growing with the market. But as soon as the market goes down, they lock it. That's how your money grow.
Okay.
Yes, it is index strategy. Index linked. It is since the market is going up, okay, then let's grow with the market. The market goes down, they lock it.
Wow.
So you don't lose, you don't gain, but you're happy because you know as soon as the market recovers, then your money grow from there. So what's the strategy? Number one, they do is the lock. This index linked. That means the money grow with the market. Market goes down, they lock it. And number three, there's a cap. So the company gives you a cap up to 15%. Remember, the guarantee is 5 to 9%. That's compound.
Right.
But as soon as the market is doing very well, your savings can gain more return, even to 30%, 40, 50, 60. The company will pay you a maximum of 15, and they keep the balance. However, as soon as the market goes down, then they take responsibility to lock, umbrella your money, and they get the hit.
Wow. This is good. I mean, so now...
So that's why what I advise, the family, take something that you know you are comfortable with,
Right.
something that covers you permanently, something that has a better return,
Right.
something that you can hand over to your children, generation to come. And matter of fact, it's affordable because with the index universal life, you can have as multiple as you can, as long as you are able to fund it. But again, you can have one cover yourself and the wife and the kids. The wife take one, covers you and the kids, because my brother, death is inevitable. If then something happen, then you see your beneficiary get all the money tax-free. The cash value that's building in that policy is not taxable, and that's money you can use when you're still alive.
So now let me understand
Yes.
this. You know, hizi zingine naona mtu anachukua life insurance yake. Kuna life insurance unaweza chukua life insurance yenye ina cover the whole family, ama sasa unachukua yako, unachukua ya mtoto wako, unachukua ya mtoto wako na ya bibi yako.
That's a good one. So you take one as individual,
Right.
but you put your kids as beneficiary or the wife. The wife take a policy, covers you and the kids, and even the kids, they qualify. Actually, matter of fact, nowadays mtoto anazaliwa kona wiki mbili, and you take a policy even 1 million. By the time even they go to college, there's so much money already has built in there, and even you can use to educate the kids. So you take what you feel comfortable, but remember again, is a permanent protection. That's the key, permanent protection. But again, you're building wealth. So this is your retirement, my brother. Look at the bigger picture, not today, but tomorrow. At times we work so hard, as you said, as you started saying this, we work so hard, and at times you forget what's the most important thing, saving for future. Look the family holistically.
Right.
What do you have in future that you can say, yes, this is my sweat? Compare with your 401k. You work so hard, but you know at the end of the day, when you retire, you're going to be taxed. Now imagine that's already affected by market inflation, right? But in this index universal life, you're assured, my brother, that anything you're saving there is not affected. Even if the market then goes down, you're assured any money that I'm saving there is still there.
Okay.
Matter of fact, my money is still growing. I finished 15 years, my brother, I'm done. And permanently, up to 120 years, that money is still growing, my brother. Actually, by the time even you retire, you have a lot of money. If you look what you contributed in 15 years, it's almost double, triple.
Lakini sasa wewe unaongea kuhusu premium ya milioni moja, jameni, and of course you know our people, hakuna mtu anaweza fanya hiyo kitu ya 1 million.
Right.
Most of us we take for 100,000 or 200,000.
Yes.
I mean, hiyo itasaidia?
Itasaidia. Do you know why, my brother? Because we have debts, we have bills.
Right.
And we have to put food on the table, right? The most important thing, as I said, the premiums is determined by 4 factors. Because that's what the IRS used to calculate how much do you contribute. Number 1 is your age. The older you are, you pay more premium than the younger you are. Number 2 is your health status. You have any pre-existing condition,
Right.
you're taking medication, you pay more. And of course, the bigger the coverage, the bigger the investment, then the more you pay. Now, because we are universal, index universal life, universal means very flexible, meaning everybody can afford. If Jeremy, you feel today you can afford only 200, that's okay. Then we run illustration that accommodate that 200. Remember, actually the policy coverage, the minimum is 100,000. The maximum is 5 million between the age of 1 year to 75 years.
Wow.
So you can decide today, because as we are universal, today I don't have enough money, and you decide to take the minimum, 100,000. Now, because it's not much, then that means your premium is not much, right?
Yes.
And that one you can afford. Then once you lock that age, in future, when your finances has stabilized, call the company and you step up on your coverage. The beauty, they don't use your current age. They use the age that you already locked.
Okay.
And that's why I tell young people, please, you have no idea what can happen tomorrow. Just open one and lock your age for the sake of approval. Then in future, just then call the company and step up. that means, my brother, anybody can afford it. Yes.
You are right.
Yes.
Sasa kuna wengine I've heard, especially we Kenyans, we
Yes.
are tunajipata hapa sana. Mtu alikuwa anafanya kazi amepatwa na kansa.
Yes.
Tunaanza hizo GoFundMe,
Yes.
tunaanza WhatsApp groups za kuweza kuraise money.
Yes.
How can we relieve ourselves from all these things? Mtu akikufa lazima tuchange. What is the best thing we can do?
Asante sana. Actually, that's a very good concern, and actually that one has been my passion. Educating the family on,
Right.
on this product, because my brother, is a way we can avoid that. I think even us, we're so much used to GoFundMe, it's become part of us. But that's something that we need to eradicate, because there's a better way, there's a permanent way we can solve that. We have a long-term care rider that we can attach to your policy. We call Index Universal Life with a rider.
Right.
Now, that rider is a long-term care rider, and that means that if you cannot perform two
Yes.
activity of daily living, maybe transfer yourself, feed yourself, clothe yourself, toilet yourself,
Yes.
or even feed yourself, you just need to qualify two of that. Or you have memory impairment, cognitive impairment on its own. If, my brother, you took $500,000 policy, that means the company compensates you 2% of that. As an example, it means when you cannot perform 2 out of 6 of activity of daily living, the company pays you 2% out of $500,000. That's 10,000 every month, my brother, until you're back to your normal routine.
Right.
People who have cancer, my brother, there's something that you can leverage, because the long-term care has a living benefit in terms of critical illness like cancer, heart attack, stroke. Those are or a major surgery, organs transplant, and renal failure, chronic terminal. Then these are the benefits that we need to leverage, that the company can pay you.
Wow.
My brother, when you're still alive. That's why we're saying it's a permanent protection with a living benefit. But again, it has long-term care rider in case of critical illness, terminal illness, chronic illness. The company pays you. And when we do that, my brother, these are free services, can you imagine? And the company is there to pay you better than us going to do GoFundMe. GoFundMe cannot be enough.
Right.
Because even if we contribute today, then how much can we, or how often can we do that? Yes, there's a permanent solution, my brother. Yes.
So now, you said this one, you need to pay for about 15 years.
Yes.
Tuseme nimechukua premium ya 100,000.
Yes.
How do you calculate? How payment zangu zitakuwaje?
That's a good question. So what the payment zako is determined, as I said, by 4 factors. Remember, the maximum you contribute is determined by the IRS.
Right.
Because it's a federal tax code. The minimum is determined by the company. So they use 4 factors. The age. The older you are, you pay more premium. Number 2 is your gender. Female have more life expectancy.
Yes.
They pay less. Of course, again, your health status. You have any pre-existing condition, you take some medication, then you pay more. Okay? And then the amount of coverage. If you take 100,000, my brother, you pay less than someone who takes 200. Because the coverage, yours is now much like mine.
Yes.
And that's why I say this, my brother. Now, people miss this opportunity because today you're okay, and then in a few months to come, or a few years, then you have a stroke.
Right.
Then you miss it because of a condition. Or at times, if they approve it, then they do something they rate. Then that means your premium become more expensive. Yet there's something that you could have avoided if you took early. Yes.
I mean,
So those are the 4 factors that determines. What determines how much you pay is your health status.
right.
You have any pre-existing condition, you take medication, you pay, of course, more. Then it's your age. That's why I say, please, we are very universal, very flexible. Just take a small coverage. In future, you step up when your finances is better, because the company will not use your current age. You already locked it.
Yes.
So your premiums will not be as expensive as before. But again, the coverage, you decide how much do you want.
Right.
Is it 100,000? Is it 200? Is it 300, 400? Or is it even 5 million?
Wow, I mean, this is a good thing, and I believe that you guys mnasikia hii, hata kama wewe uko wapi, just listen to this. You can talk to Steven Akuenlol. So if I want to join and be part of this,
Yes.
or maybe move from now where I am,
Yes.
because nimesikia sasa kama hii ya kulipa 15 years and I'm good.
Yes.
I mean, how do I get you?
So now, when it comes to that, we have one-on-one discussion. We can be in person. I can meet you. Those who are outside state, of course, we do Zoom.
Yes.
I take you through the product orientation. I educate you to understand it. And the process, of course, I take you through that.
Right.
And then we submit to the provider electronically. I have the logins and the username and the password, of course, to access the company website.
Right.
So I just need when you're comfortable, and then how much do you feel comfortable to contribute, and I run illustration for you, and then you understand and you're okay, I'm comfortable to contribute that amount of money, then I submit electronically to the provider, either Nationwide, Transamerica, Prudential, Pacific, IG. We submit electronically, but again now the company has to do something called evaluation. So with the evaluation and underwriting process, it takes about 1 to 3 months.
Okay.
And during that underwriting process, that's the time the case manager and underwriters, they review and they do 3 things. They send you online survey to your email and they ask you several questions. This is a survey you do about 5 to 10 minutes. But again, during that survey, your social can generate your past medical history.
Okay.
And they look into the past 5 years. So that's why you say somebody today you're healthy, then the next few months you have maybe a stroke, maybe you're sick, maybe you were seen, and then now the company, they want to know that information has gone to your record,
Right.
and the social has generated. Why were you seeing this date? And then we were given this prescription for what reason? Where can we get that medical record? So they have to follow. And then now with that, at times they say we need lab works. That's the time now we call paramedics. They come to your home place, and then now they take blood measurements, and then once they evaluate, then they send the results to the providers, then they determine your offer.
Okay.
Yes. So the most important thing is, to book an appointment, and then we can sit one-on-one, and then we can take you the process.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now, maybe this will be the last question. Is about the documents.
Yes.
Because hapa kuna watu wako hapa. Sasa wanafikiria tukiongea hii,
Yes.
you must be an American citizen, uko na green card. I mean, ni nini unahitaji ndio mtu ajoin? Must you be a resident? Mtu
Yes.
ako na makaratasi tuseme kama hiyo.
Yes.
That's question number 1.
Yes.
Question number 2, age. Tuseme sasa kama saizi kuna mtu amesikia hii, ni mama wa miaka 60. Can she try, ama miaka imesoga pumzike tu?
Asante, Jeremy. Actually, there's nothing to worry when it comes to documentation,
Right.
because nowadays the state has changed. Initially, these providers, they were very strict. You're either a green card holder or you're a citizen.
Right.
That was the qualification. But you see, currently, they came to realize anybody who comes here has an intention to stay, my brother. And therefore, as long as you have a work permit and you have a social,
Yes.
if you're in this country for 1 month, then you qualify. Work permit and a social, you qualify. Because the provider, they realize they are losing a lot. And we have people, my brother, who have money. You see, we work so hard. So you want to invest our money. So there are people who have no difficulties. They just need that protection. It's a good thing family to have. So the company, they realize, the provider, they realize we are losing a lot of customers.
Right.
And they brought down those restrictions.
Right.
So actually you're new in the country today, even that one now qualifies nowadays.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Because no one knows about tomorrow.
Exactly. And that's, I can say comfortably, there's no need for you to fear. Some people, they say, what if then I lose my money? In this product, you don't. Matter of fact, it's a litigation-free account. You have no any worry that you're going to lose your money. No. You contribute for 15 years and you're good, my brother, to withdraw up to 95% without any penalty, tax-free money. Now, I go back to the next question about the age. You're 60 years of age, of course you qualify. Because from 1 year to 75 years, that is what we call insurable age.
Right.
So actually, the other day I just helped somebody who is age 73.
Wow.
They did even the labs. Was offered, was approved, the best rating, and even they approved the long-term care at that age.
Wow.
So yes, the premiums might be high, but yes, you qualify to have the offer.
So tuseme umeingia leo,
Yes.
after another 2 months you feel like I want to quit. Ama something happened and you cannot even pay your premiums.
Yes.
So what happens?
That's again a very good question and a very good concern. And it's happened. It happens. The good thing is you work with your agent and providers, because this situation happens, my brother, and can happen to anybody. Any situation that warrants you unable to work, unable to pay the, fund the premium, there's a minimum that you can pay monthly that can help you to avoid that policy not to lapse. And that means even if you claim, you still qualify. And the company honors that.
Okay.
If let's say for 3 months you don't have any job, at that moment just call the company and say, I don't have a job, I'm looking for a new job. And the company can hold those premiums for 3 months just to avoid your policy not to lapse. And then let's say your 15 years was to mature this year in the month of March, then the 3 months lapse is going to mature this year in the month of June. So that means there's no way out you can terminate this policy. There's a minimum to pay monthly and you can hold. And matter of fact, when you're paying the minimum, you can even pay minimum for 1 year. Just call the company. Actually, when you call the company and say, I'm not able maybe to fund 500, but I'm able to fund the minimum comfortably, $100, then that means until you call back to say, now my finances is back, I got a job, now I can go back to my usual premium.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Tupe namba bwana.
Asante. Namba yangu ni 206 889 0421.
Right.
206 889 0421.
Perfect.
That's my number.
Namba ya Steven iko hapa. And well, you can just talk to him. Labda hatukuweza kuingia ndani kabisa, and I'll make sure I'll be bringing you here now and then so that we can educate our people.
Absolutely.
Na watu waache kupoteza pesa kwenye wanaambiwa atienda wewe wekeze pesa hapa, then after that ni pesa huwezi fikia, miaka yako imeisha, I mean umepoteza pesa, that's not good. And then sasa hii insurance zingine wewe unalipa na unajua hiyo haina living benefit. Yani wewe unalipa wakati utakufa ndio watu wako. Ni vizuri kuachia watu wako, but wewe hutaikula na ni wewe ulisave.
Yes.
That's not good.
It's not good.
Anyway, kuna kitu tumebakisha ambazo unasikia, I have to say this before we go.
What I'll say is this, tafadhalini, we take these matters serious, very serious.
Right.
And we educate one another. Problem that I have realized a lot is if you have it, my brother, you don't want to share with me, you have it. Just to come and realize later. And number two, I know anytime I hear the word insurance, especially us who come from Africa, we panic. because first thing comes to my mind is death. Now, this is different. This is different. This is permanent. Is a permanent protection, and with the living benefit.
Right.
But again, something then happened, then it has the death benefit as well. So living benefit, it's yours to use. The cash value building that policy is your money to use tax-free.
Right.
And is accessible the moment you want it without any penalty.
Wow.
So please, let's take these matters serious.
Amen. Thank you very much, Stephen.
Thank you.
Nimeshukuru sana. That
you.
was very informative, and of course, Atlas tumesema we have to tell you this.
Yes.
So please, if you're planning to come to the US and you want to do this, my friend, this is good to come.
Yes.
Come and join. Get into these insurance. Get these policies. I mean, usikae hivyo tu useme atukuva watu watakuzika. My friend, you have to invest when you are strong. Si ndio hiyo?
Kabisa.
So thank you guys. We love you so much. Tukiwa hapa upande wa Wisconsin. Call Steven. His number is right here. Email.
My email is N for Nancy.
Right.
And my first name, Stephen.
Right.
83@gmail.com. It's N for Nancy, Stephen, Stephen, 83@gmail.com.
Asante.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz Keshi. Thank you, Nengo Nengo. Thank you, Kaloshiko. Thank you, Ann Karanja, Grace Wanheli. Na wale wote ambao mnaniandikia. Thank you very much for being with us this late hapa upande wa Wisconsin. Na tunasema asante sana. God bless you. Mimi naitwa Jeremy Damaris. Thank you, watu wa Facebook. Asanteni sana. Thank you.